Hey guys, welcome to my weekly Tua Tagovailoa film session video where we break down last week's performance. Obviously not super pretty, but there were a lot of good things that Tua did in that game that have me really excited about the future. Before we get started, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video, especially if you're interested in any Dolphins content. More definitely have a very heavy Dolphins-based channel, so look out for that. Just drop a quick like and a sub, and with that said, let's dive right into the video, and I hope you enjoy. So you look at Tua's stat line, 18 for 38, 205 yards, an interception that should have been caught by Mike Gesicki, a fumble, really, tough game. However, I'm going to be a realist. I'm going to be a realist for a sec. There were a lot of bad things in this football game, but there were also a lot of really good things in this football game. So let's dive into the film here. Let's talk about what Tua did well, some of the things that I think Tua can improve on as the Dolphins look towards next week. They're out of the playoffs, but they do have a game against the Patriots. So let's dive right into the film session. So this was arguably the first play of the game. It might have been the very first play of the game for the Dolphins. They had a lot of problems on this first drive, but basically this is going to be an RPO game type of play right here. And Devontae Parker, this receiver over here, he's going to run a skinny post route towards the middle of the field. So it's not quite a post route, so it's not quite like this deep route here, but it's not quite a slant. It's kind of in between, so that's why it's called a skinny post. So it's gonna be it's almost like a 15-20 yard kind of throw. It's an intermediate route. So he's gonna run this route, and Tua wants Parker on this route. That's his go-to. He knows he wants to throw the football here. So the RPO here, I love two things from this by Tua. Number one, using his eyes to move defenders. You're going to see this defender right here, number 24 in blue for the Titans. He's in a really good position to kind of work against this route by Parker. Remember, he's running this route. So Tua's immediate reaction, he knows he wants to throw the ball here, and he knows he wants Devontae Parker. His immediate reaction is to look to the left. You see how he look to his right, or our left, if you're watching the video here. So he looks to the left, and what that does is that moves this defender here, which allows for some space in behind for Parker to run into. And you're just going to see how that works. So you see, as Tua just kind of holds this defender here, and then as he moves back towards his other option here, now he's got Devontae Parker in behind this defender, because remember, by looking this way first in his progression, he was able to kind of freeze this defender, which makes him kind of not able to make a play on this football. Throws an absolute bullet to Devontae Parker here in stride, picks up the gain of 20 yards. Really nice play out of the gates from Tua Tagovailoa. Just really confident throw, an accurate throw, really nice play here by Tua. Number one thing I hate when people say about Tua Tagovailoa's game is he can't throw long, he only throws short. And if you watch the Dolphins, you'll be like, okay, I can see why he's thinking that, but you're wrong. You're actually wrong. The only reason that people would think that Tua can't throw long is because he doesn't have the time to throw long. This Dolphins pass protection is terrible. It really is. The offensive line needs to get absolutely revamped this offseason, or else I don't know if I can be a Dolphins fan. No, well, that's a little bit outrageous. But it's one of these things where the O-line has got to be fixed, okay, if this team wants to move forward, right? They lose in the trenches every single game, and this was another game where they lost in the trenches. They lost on the offensive line, and they lost on the defensive line. They lost everywhere. So here, in this spot, you're going to have Tua throw the deep ball, and he's going to want Waddle here at the bottom of your screen. Waddle's going to run kind of a double move where he starts on the inside and then runs all the way to the outside, trying to get to that deep corner of the field. And you're just going to see where this ball is. So Tua's got a little bit of time in his pocket. This is actually pretty good protection here by the Dolphins' offensive line, and Tua's going to send this ball into the stratosphere. And just look at where this ball is. Absolutely on the money, but I just love this, right? Number one, Waddle's run a great route here. He's come over here, he's going to the sideline, trying to work his way upfield, but this ball is in stride for Waddle, 45 yards downfield, and the defender doesn't even have a shot. It's right on Waddle's chest. Waddle doesn't even have to slow down for it. I mean, this is in stride. This is a beautiful ball. This is arguably the best thrown ball of Tua's career, but it hits Waddle in a perfect spot, way to the outside towards the sideline. Waddle's able to use his body to protect the football from the defender. This is a beautifully thrown ball. So when people say Tua can't throw deep, they're wrong. So Tua here, this is all accuracy and all, some of the mobility stuff that he can do that I thought was stuff that he was doing really well in this game against the Titans. Here it's going to be second. It's going to be in the second quarter. 2 minutes left on the clock here. 1st and 10. You want to 2-minute drill. You want to move the ball downfield, and he's going to have Mike Gesicki kind of running this kind of hitch route over here, and that's going to be where he goes with the football. But you got to watch this for a sec. So Titans are really able to bring pressure, and they have only 4 guys rushing the quarterback. They only have 4 guys trying to get to Tua here. But once again, pocket breaks down, and the Dolphins' pass protection is literally the worst in the NFL. It's so terrible to watch. But Tua is forced out this way. He's forced to move out, and then simply looking downfield and makes this throw, right? He's on the run, isn't able to plant his feet, but look at this accuracy here. Beautiful throw there. Finding Gesicki and putting this ball in a perfect spot. Love how Gesicki uses his back. You can't really see, it's a little blurry here, but this ball comes in right here, and Gesicki is able to use his back to ward off this defender and pick up the first down. This is a beautiful throw by Tua on the run. It's accurate. It's a bullet, and it picks up the first down. Really nice play by Tua. These are the kinds of throws that make me go, wow, Tua's the guy for the Dolphins in the long run. Sure, this year wasn't the best. He got injured. This Dolphins offense really struggled. And defense too at times, but overall, Tua can make these plays. Also, the purpose of this video is to talk about the things that Tua did really well. And sure, there were missed throws and there were mistakes in the game against Tennessee, but I thought he did a lot of good things. And this is one play that I think he's mastered, and this is the literal epitome of this Dolphins offense. It's kind of everything, and they ran this play to perfection against the Saints. They ran it a couple times, picked up 10, 12 yards each time. If you watch my film session from the Dolphins last week, they ran this to Durham Smythe, and it's the same exact play here. It's going to be Jaylen Waddle coming into the flat, and then Durham Smythe is going to follow him into the flat, and that's pretty much the play here. Plus, you've got, remember, it's all RPO, so you're just watching these linebackers, and you're seeing if these linebackers bite. And if these linebackers bite over here, then you know that you're going to throw the football, because that means that there's space in behind over here to throw the ball into. And that's exactly what this is. So Tua's first option is always to go to Waddle here, right? And he's also got Devontae Parker over here. So he's got those 2 options. But remember, it's 4th and 1. You don't want to throw the ball too deep. Remember, you just gave up a fumble. You want to take care of the football. So I love what Tua does over here. Just takes the guy underneath here in Durham Smythe, and he doesn't really throw this ball. He kind of shot puts it. And that's something that they talked about during the game here. But Tua kind of just pushes this one over to Smythe, and look at where this ball is. It's accurate. It's somewhere where Smythe can catch it and then run after it. Doesn't have to really slow down for it. Can catch it in stride and turn upfield for a big gain. So this is a really well-run play, and this is the epitome of this Dolphins offense. It's the RPO game. It's the run-pass option game, right? Reading these defenders. These defenders are biting here, so why not throw the football here? You've got Waddle here. You've got Parker here, and you've got Smythe here. You want to be conservative with the football. It's 4th and 1, but you gotta push it downfield. So you pass it to Smythe, and you pick up the yard. So really nice play there by the Dolphins into it. This is what he needs to do: get the ball out of his hands quickly and good decision making. And this is gonna be another play here by Tua. This is not necessarily a great play, and it's actually gonna be the one play I show you guys today that isn't so great, and it serves the purpose of a couple of things. Number one, conditions for this game were terrible. They were really bad. Frozen, it was cold. Field was in a terrible place. It was raining the entire game. Just really not ideal. So when you see those things, you're like, okay, whoever takes care of the football more is going to win this game, and that's exactly what Tua kind of struggled with at times. Plus, because it was all wet and because it was frozen cold, right? Bad field conditions. A lot of drops for these receivers. These receivers had a lot of drops. So you see 18 for 38, and you're like, okay, Tua was really inaccurate in this game, and he's been leading the league in inaccuracy. Okay, yeah, that's true. But a lot of those catches and a lot of those missed throws were either balls that were a little bit high because of the some of the water on the ball or some of the conditions. But more importantly, a lot of those were drops. Devontae Parker had a couple drops. Gesicki had a couple drops. Really good coverage by the Titans in this game. But also, Duke Johnson had a drop. Jaylen Waddle had a drop. Like there were a lot of drops on this team. But more important, also Isaiah Ford I think had a drop. So there were a lot of drops. But nonetheless, this is a play where Tua realizes there's a lot of pressure, right? And the thing about the Titans defense that makes them really scary, and that something that they really improved in, is their ability to get to the quarterback. They're really able to get to the quarterback with only 4 rushers. They're really good at it, and this is why they beat the Dolphins, right? They were able to rush 4, drop back 7 to coverage, and make it really difficult for Tua. So Tua really wants to get the ball out quickly here. He sees his 2 receivers over here out wide, and he's got Waddle in the slot here, and he's got Devontae Parker over here, and he wants Waddle. He just wants the quick play, wants the quick throw, and simply this ball he loses it. It just comes out of his hand, comes out funny. But, he's got to dive on that. And he tries to dive on it, and he does the right decision trying to dive on it. But that ball just squirts free, and then the Titans have that ball. But, you've got to just be careful of these sorts of plays here. These are those fluke plays where you just got to be aware. You got to make sure you have a good grip on the ball. And you just got to take care of the football. And that's something that Tua really struggled with. These plays happen to everyone. You just, as the Dolphins, I mean, this is really, come on, Liam Eichenberg here. If I show you this here, you're like, Dolphins are going to recover this, right? Everyone's on the ground here. Liam Eichenberg can easily go scoop that up. But Eichenberg just kind of falls over, and the Titans recover. But, this is just one of those plays that happens, okay? So don't think about it too much. And Tua's got an arm, too. He's got the timing with his receivers. On this play right here, there's going to be a route combination on the bottom of your screen. You're going to see Myles Gaskin kind of going to the flat, and you're going to see Devontae Parker run a slant route here. 2nd and 10, you're in your own end zone. You gotta get the ball here, moving away, from your end zone. You gotta push it forward. Obviously, you're down 14. Dolphins wouldn't win this game. Couldn't come back to win this game, but still, you got to push it away from your end zone. So you've got the Gaskin and Parker route combination going here, and Tua knows where he wants to go with the football the entire time, right? If this Devontae Parker slant isn't open, he's got Gaskin in the flat. The good thing for Tua is he knows it's man coverage across the board, and the way you can tell that is you see how everyone's matched up with someone here, right? That's how he knows it's man coverage, okay? And then this linebacker will kind of chill right there. So what I love from Tua is here, 2-step drop back or three-step drop back, and just fires this ball and laser beams it for Devontae Parker, putting it a little bit high so he can go up and grab it, but in a spot where only he can get it. And Devontae Parker can come down with those catches. I thought Devontae Parker played a really, really good game against the Titans. But this is a bullet from Tua, finding Devontae Parker for a first down. Really nice throw and catch from this Parker and Tua connection. But, this ball's a little bit high, and there were a few balls that kind of sailed on Tua in this game. But this is the ball where this is a good ball that was high, because it puts Parker in a good spot to come up with that grab, especially in pretty good coverage from Jack Rabbit Jenkins. So, this is a good throw from Tua, good timing here, and good understanding of the defense to try and get the ball out quickly. You're in your own end zone, understanding the game situation. Just you got to move the ball out of your hands. And that's what Tua does really well. Gets the ball out of his hands quickly. We talk about timing, we talk about decision making, but this is what I love about this Dolphins offense. The RPO game, they've really gotten it, and they've really established it as their base offense. Here, it's going to be an RPO, and you're going to have Gesicki in the slant route. He's here at the bottom of your screen, but he's going to be running a slant. And really what the RPO is designed to do here is you're going to have that fake run here to your running back, as you see here. And it's all about where these linebackers move. Because if these linebackers move down, right, which they should, because it's a play-action play, and your linebackers should try and attack the run here, then all the space in behind these linebackers where Gesicki's running into will be open. And that's exactly what Tua sees. These linebackers drop down. Gesicki has all this open space where these guys have moved into to try and stop the run, and Tua simply sees that and throws that ball in a perfect spot for Gesicki in stride to pick up the first down and a little bit of extra yardage. So this is a good play by Tua. Timing's there, accuracy is there, catch and stride is there, but this is what we need to see more of Tua from next season, especially. Just these RPO plays, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, and all the timing with his receivers, and really nice play there. And I've kind of talked about Tua and his accuracy and kind of some of the power in his throw, and how he doesn't have a noodle arm. I've been talking about that over the past couple of weeks, and the next play will really show that he doesn't have a noodle arm. But this throw with touch is beautiful. It was a really, really pretty throw. So he's gonna have Durham Smythe right here, lined up as a blocking tight end, and Smythe's just gonna come out of his block, and he's gonna be in the seam route. So he's gonna be running that seam in between the corner and the safety, kind of trying to, work his way there one-on-one against a linebacker. And once again, play-action play. That's kind of where the Dolphins live off of. And as Tua turns back towards the middle of the field, he sees that Smythe is kind of beating his man, right? There's kind of space in behind this linebacker for Tua to throw over the top of and try and catch Smythe in that seam route. So Tua simply, that's a great throw with touch over the top of this linebacker, puts it on the money for Smythe to catch it, grab it, and turn upfield. But this is just a really, really nice ball by Tua, just with touch, and a little finesse to get it over the top of that linebacker. Not easy to do. Put it on the money for Smythe, who can turn upfield with it. So the accuracy is there, the timing is there, and the play recognition of the defense is there. Really nice read by Tua getting the ball to Durham Smythe. So don't get me wrong. This game had a lot of missed throws, a lot of overthrows, a lot of sloppy play from Tua. It was really that simple. I mean, he missed a couple throws. There were receivers that dropped balls that killed momentum for this Dolphins team. But at the end of the day, he did a lot of good things. He threw the ball deep well. He just didn't have the time to throw the ball deep consistently. He saw the plays that he needed to make, read the defense pretty well. Kind of struggled against zone coverage. That was something that he didn't do quite well against. But man coverage, he's been a man coverage killer, especially with bigger, taller, faster, stronger receivers, and the likes of Parker and Waddle, guys that can either beat their guy with speed or beat their guy with just strength and size. And I guess Gesicki is kind of a mix of both, where he's got the size to beat out a linebacker, but he's also got the speed to beat out a linebacker. But overall, no, Tua showed up in this game. He didn't play that terribly. First half was not his game, but the second half, I thought he played actually pretty well and was moving this offense downfield. They just couldn't score points. So overall, I liked what I saw from Tua. I think there was a lot of promise, and that's kind of what we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks. He's really been promising. He's been throwing the ball well. He's been throwing the ball accurately. This game wasn't really that case. Kind of the conditions kind of hampered that. But overall, I thought Tua had a solid game, showed some bright spots, and I'm excited to see what he's able to do against the Patriots next week and moving into next season, what he can build on. Because over the offseason, he got a lot more accurate. He was able to throw the ball a little bit further, and he just got better, especially after coming off injury, at Alabama. So this year was a good building year for Tua, but he's going to need to keep stepping it up, keep moving it forward. So what can he build on in the offseason? But I thought this game, there were some good things. There were definitely some bad things. But I thought Tua did a lot of good things, and I hope you saw that in today's film session. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.